aware of the rules and try to have a chance to start interacting. The game is Saturday. The official game is Saturday, but we're going to do some practice and rehearsal. We'll let folks start to get used to it. Those who don't practice today might be less than ready on Saturday. Now, we played last year, and that's fine, so a lot of folks already know how it goes. So this is one of the wonderful goats that Kiltegern provided. And this one's special because to play the game, you have to have no head. And this goat has a head, so they made a really cool one, you know, that when you start with it, you can then take a sword and take the head off, and you know, and then it, you know, looks really cool. Like, what the hell did he just do? You know, that's not a level of coolness I had thought of. So, you know, I think it's pretty cool because you can have the ceremonial goat beheading before the game starts. Now, the way it's played, I got to draw 2 6-foot circles, one over here and one over here. The field, kind of like a football field, there's a goal at each end. The only thing is the field has been folded, but you still have to travel the length of the field. There's a white pin down there that is the fold, okay? So if your team gets the ball here and you score in this goal, that's okay, you can go straight there. But if your team gets the ball there and this is your goal, you have to go the length of the field, right? It's just understand the field is around that pin. So it depends. Now the very first time, whoever gets the goat first has to go around the pin. The goat's got to go around the pin at least the first time. After that, it depends on where you get the goat. So,
question. So that means that when you were doing the fold, you have to do the fold, you have to go around and then back again in order to, how does that work? I'm getting confused about the fold.
Okay, so if you get the ball here, and this is your goal, you have to go to your goal along the field. The field is just like this. You have to go along the field. Right. You have to go along the field. You have to travel the whole length of the field. You can't just go straight across because your goal's way over here and you got to travel the length of the field, right? So you have to go the length of the field. But if you get the goat there and your goal's there, you just go straight, you know. If you get the ball there and your goal's there, you just go straight to the goal, right? Okay. So you got to understand where you're scoring and what team you're on. The best analogy is just think of the field this way, like a normal football field or whatever. You get the ball down there and you score down here, you got to go all the way down there. But if you get the ball here and you score here, just go straight to the goal, right?
Watercolored tunic is a really good choice for explaining the too.
There you go.
It's a good visual.
So that's the concept of the field. Now the play is you pick up the goat, you have to pass it 3 times to another member of your team, okay? You need to take at least a stride and then you can pass it, okay? Before it gets dropped in the scoring circle. And part of that to encourage the interaction. It's all about play, you know, and trying to go back and forth. It's not so much fun if one person has a super fast horse, grabs the goat and zoom, and you know, score, done. Really? That wasn't a lot of fun for anybody. Not at all, right? So the intention is to interact, have to pass the goat from one to the other, and the horses all react a little bit different, whether they're gonna let the goat come at them from the front to get past or from behind to get past or however. When somebody is trying to get the goat, if the goat's on the ground and they pull up and are gonna try to grab it, everybody else for 15 seconds needs to stay away and give them a chance to get the goat. Because obviously we as humans are at the most dangerous point when we're hanging out of the saddle trying to get the goat off the ground, right? And we don't want anyone else coming in there with another horse trying to grab, touching, all that stuff. So if you don't get the goat in 15 seconds, you got to move on and let someone else try. You can't just hog it for, you know, 2 minutes or so trying to figure out how to get off your horse to get the goat. So now when the goat falls over, which it will normally, you know, it's a little bit more difficult to grab because it's not quite as high, but it's still grabbable, okay? So you got to get the goat off the ground and carry it. This one's, I don't know, about 10 pounds. My goat's 15. We have figured out 15 is pretty good for most folks to be able to play. When somebody has the goat and another person grabs it while you're riding, only those 2 people can struggle over the goat. Okay, a third person can't come in and help. So you got to let those two people work it out without a third person getting involved. Once you grab the goat and you ride away, you get to put it in one hand. And that's the hand you need to carry it in, okay? Because it doesn't make a lot of sense. You're riding along and you're just changing, you know, goat hands so that nobody can try to get it from you. Figure out the hand you're going to carry it, and then away you go. So that makes the game. So someone can come up on you on the goat side and suddenly it's not gone. We're trying to make it a fun game. So, any questions about that? Okay, the last little bit is how do you approach somebody? There is no human-to-human contact. There can be horse-to-horse contact, that's fine. What you don't want to do is T-bone anybody. You want to come in at a 45-degree angle or less, 45-degree angle or less, but you don't want to just run straight into someone's side and T-bone them, okay, as you're trying to come up for the goat. You got to approach at an oblique, either from the front or from the rear, so you're not just taking them out that way. Any other questions? Now, the rules are on the SCA's website. Arabella's got them posted, and so those are all available. A picture of the field is there, the ideal size. The way it's going to start, we're all going to line up back here, identify our team. I'll draw out the 6-foot scoring circle, and then we'll go. And you play until somebody scores. When there is a good marked field, then when you force somebody out of the field, they're out of play for that round. So there's some tactical strategies to have your horse be forcing someone and they put 1 foot out, they're out for just that round until someone scores. So it's kind of like a power play in hockey where they're down somebody for a couple of minutes. Now we played it at Hostelud, we're out for the whole round, didn't work so well because suddenly one team was down to having one person, and it's really hard to pass a go 3 times when you don't have any other teammates on the field. So, so we did figure out, we started, you know, we modified it a little bit, said, okay, you got to be out for 2 minutes, and then come back in. And that was just a minor change we made on that day because we only had 3 people per team. So, you know, it makes it a little more difficult. If you've got 6 people per team, which is kind of ideal, in a 150 by 300 foot field, then it's a lot of fun, a lot of room to play. I don't know, we're going to play out here because there's no real easy way to mark it. I didn't bring the bag of flour so I can mark off a boundary. We can play that if you want. You get, you know, some reasonable close distance to the fence. We can kind of play it by ear if you want, or we can say we're not going to play the out here. We will play it on Saturday, but we're not going to play it today unless you particularly want to.
There's a lot of obstacles and holes along the fence line here.
There are enough, yes. So, yeah, I would never say, I'd say, you know, once you're within about 10 feet of the fence, we would call you out. So, but if you don't want to play with it, I'm okay with it that way. Anybody got any questions? Everybody up. Okay, let me go draw some scoring circles. We'll all line up. Start on the far side. Get up off the ground. You got to give them 15 seconds to do that without getting any closer,
of the rider
towards them, putting them at risk as they're leaning out of the saddle.
Probably.
So, Richard, want to back up a little bit? Join us on the line back here. Smaller horses have a little can later, I guess. I'll just take it from you. So Arabella and I, when we were playing on Otto and Zia, we had it down. I was a go grabber, she was a catcher and runner. So, you know, it's just it's the strategy of your team, okay? Everybody ready? And go! Count it out. Only give me 15 seconds.
Nobody's on a short enough horse to be able to.
They've got the tail!
Oh, jeez.
There's a short horse.
Get that go! Get that go! Get that go!
Lourdes was doing this the last 2 years.
Gotta hand it off!
She's trying.
One more pass, one more pass, one more pass. go. Come on, Ida.
Right through.
Come on, Ida. Woo, get that go.